You wake up at 6:47 a.m., 7 minutes before your alarm. Again. Your body has memorized the routine. Years of repeating the same schedule, the same job, the same inbox full of urgency. You make more money than your parents ever did. You have benefits, a decent apartment, and a title that sounds impressive at dinner parties. And yet, you are checking your bank account the same way you did at 21, carefully, nervously, hoping the numbers are enough. This is not bad luck. It is not just inflation. It is design. This is the salary trap.
Meet Sarah. She is 34 years old and earns $85,000 a year. On paper, she is doing well, better than most. Statistically, she sits inside the top 20% of earners in her country. She should feel wealthy, but she does not. Sarah gets paid twice a month. Her gross paycheck is over $3,000, but after taxes, it drops to $2,458. Before she even opens the banking app, the system is already ahead of her. Rent claims $1,200. Groceries and meals out, $400. Car payment, gas, insurance, $550. Utilities, phone bill, internet, subscriptions, another $260. By the time Sarah receives her paycheck, she has just $48 left. Not for savings, not for investing, just for surviving. But here is where the psychology is clever. Sarah does not feel poor. She has a car, a one-bedroom apartment, a Netflix account. Life looks fine. The system gives her just enough comfort to stay quiet, just enough lifestyle to avoid asking why security feels so fragile. This is the salary trap's first layer, the illusion of prosperity. The illusion that if you're earning well, you must be living well. But Sarah's life is not built on wealth. It is built on tightly measured, rapidly vanishing cash flow. One illusion hides another. What passes as a comfortable life is often just a fragile balance where the money comes in once and disappears in 100 directions before you even notice where it went. And that's not an accident. It is how the system was designed to work. Sarah's story is not exceptional. It is predictable. And if it ended there, it would simply be frustrating. But it does not end. It evolves. As income rises, so do expectations. That is how lifestyle inflation begins. Each small raise feels like progress, and we respond the way we were taught, by upgrading everything around us. Better apartment, better car, better phone, better vacations. It is not greed. It is the natural psychological response to earning more. If you can afford more, why not live better? That logic traps millions. Let me introduce you to David. He is in his early 40s, works in tech, and makes just over $100,000 a year. He owns a house, drives 2 cars, and sends his kids to private school. On paper, he is successful, but whenever he thinks about quitting, he gets physically anxious. Not because he does not want to leave, but because he cannot. David has built a life that requires every paycheck to arrive on time. The mortgage, the tuition, the car payments, all depend on a salary he cannot afford to lose. This is what they call golden handcuffs. It looks like comfort, feels like safety, but underneath is quiet dependency. He is not free. He has simply upgraded into a more expensive version of survival. Raises become rope. Promotions become pressure. With every dollar more you earn, the system offers a lifestyle to match and ensures you accept it, not with force, but with subtle permission. And over time, freedom turns into fear, the fear of letting go of the very job you once celebrated getting. People often blame themselves for constantly feeling behind. They assume they made bad choices or failed to manage their money wisely. But what if the real issue is not personal failure, but system design? The modern salary system depends on one thing: your dependence on your paycheck. The more you rely on it, the more predictable you become. The system does not need to control your decisions. It only needs to limit your options. Monthly obligations are not just expenses, they are anchors. Mortgage payments, car loans, childcare costs, subscription services. Everything is designed to renew automatically, to bill you quietly, to fade into the background of your routine. You do not question the system because it works, until it doesn't, until you feel stuck. Want to take a break? You cannot. Want to start your own business? Too risky. Want to job hop or negotiate harder? Not when your entire lifestyle is at stake. Average salary earners are not just contributors to the economy, they're revenue streams, reliable, repeating, and manageable. Landlords benefit, banks benefit, loan officers benefit. The system is designed so that your income depends on your time and your expenses depend on never running out of income. This paycheck-to-paycheck loop is not a failure of your ambition. It is the product of invisible incentives working exactly as intended. You are not just earning, you are being kept in motion, with just enough reward to feel successful and just enough pressure that you cannot stop moving. This is not survival of the fittest, it is survival of the quiet. And quiet workers do not break systems, they keep paying into them. Most people confuse income with wealth, but they are not the same. Income is what you earn, wealth is what you own, and more importantly, what you can live off without earning. A person making $200,000 a year with $200,000 in expenses is not wealthy. A person making $70,000 but consistently saving and investing $20,000 has more freedom, more cushion, and more power. This is the exit ramp, the first break in the cycle. It is not about quitting your job tomorrow. It is about rewiring your thinking. The goal is not to earn more just to spend more. It is to create space, the financial gap between what comes in and what goes out. That gap is your fuel, your leverage, your exit. And it starts with a mindset shift. Security does not come from a salary, it comes from options. Here's how it begins. Rebuild the gap. Reduce lifestyle creep. Get intentional about what you actually need, not what your position, salary, or peers expect you to spend. Redirect, do not reward. Turn the gap into assets. Save it, invest it. Use it to build something that works when you are not working. Buy time, not toys. You do not need 5 vacations per year if one of them could buy you 6 months of emergency savings. The moment you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved, something changes. Your thoughts become sharper. Your decisions become braver. You begin to ask better questions. How much is enough? What do I actually want to do every day? What happens if I stop playing this game? Freedom is not a reward for working harder. It is a reward for rethinking what you're working for. The salary trap is not loud, it is quiet. It does not feel like chains, it feels like a calendar, a routine, a paycheck that arrives just in time. But comfort is not freedom. Stability is not security. And a high salary does not mean you are winning. It often just means you are too valuable to risk walking away. You were taught to chase money. The real goal is to chase margin in your bank account, your mind, and your choices. Because when you no longer need the paycheck, the world starts asking what you want, not just what you can do.